I find getting sunrises is difficult. Much prefer taking the sunsets. But here I am. Better get up, get that early morning sunrise. Yeah, well, there's no clouds on the horizon, so good morning. Yes. This is, I think, the last day of camping, believe it or not, before we start heading down to Adelaide and check out some unusual locations. One of those locations is going to be on the railway track from Adelaide or Port Augusta to Perth, where we'll be seeing the Indian Pacific train, goods trains coming past. Look at this cobweb. It's floating in the air. It's attached to me right now, but I'll let it go. Can't let it go. There's just enough air for that cobweb to fly. As we've got sunrise over Lake Eyre North. There it goes. Let's reduce one stop. And yep, and another one. Maybe a bird will fly into the screen, into the scene just as I need it. Come on, bird, any bird. Oh, that was just a cobweb that came past. Ah, we got a bit of... I can hear birds coming. We'll just keep on taking the shots. Oh, they're coming into scene. Got a hitchhiker on my foot, look at that. A moth. Here you go. What a beautiful moth. Beautiful colours. You're going to have to find another home other than me. Not sure you like that or not, but anyway. Coober Pedy. This is the land of opal. So we just had an opal tour. Fantastic. So if you're ever going through Coober Pedy, then check out the opals. The world's best opal town. It's hot, 33 degrees here. We're heading south tomorrow, so it's going to be much cooler. And we're going to go check out the Indian Pacific Railway and stay in a hotel that's nearby there. It's about 500 kilometres south from Coober Pedy, and a town called Kingoonya Kingoonya, that's what it's called. It's a town on the railway, one of the last towns. It was famous in the time when the road north to Alice Springs went through there, but it now bypasses that, so it's only the railway that goes there, and only railroad workers usually stay there, and some tourists. Anyway, check it out tomorrow. If you've been watching my YouTube channel for a while and my wonderful adventures in Outback Australia, you know that I'm a lizard hunter and I love sort of reporting on the lizards that I find, and this is one of my favorites. Hello, how are you? Look at that, nice. Yeah, so it's a shingleback lizard, or a stump-tailed lizard, and they're really quite docile. Other than having a very big mouth, they like eating snails, but they are really slow, so if they're on the road they do get run over, which is unfortunate. But this one I think is on its way across the road, so I can give it a helping hand here, and then it'll be happy like all my lizards, that I, you know, help give them a bit of a handy tips of how to get across the road safely. But all the stump-tailed lizards, they do vary in colours and shapes. Well, not so much shape, but in colours, depending on the region that they're in. So we'll put this one back into the bush and let it go on its merry way. Bye-bye. Back to my journey to Kingoonya and then also Tarcoola. I'm sort of pointing the wrong way. I've got to go in that direction. If you want to cross Australia from Sydney to Perth by train, then you are going through this point here. We're just down the road from Kingoonya, and if you keep on going in that direction you will get to Perth, and if you keep on going that direction you'll get to Adelaide, and then you cut across to Sydney as well. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to find out when the next train, goods train or otherwise, is going to be coming past here, because I want to film it. And there is the old trick of putting your ear to the line there, but while I'm looking down, as far as I can see down that direction, I don't see anything, and anything in that direction, I don't see anything. I don't see anything either. And yeah, all right, well, we'll see what ChatGPT says, and then we'll decide whether we hang around or go somewhere else. There is another town called Tarcoola, which is another 40-50 kilometers up in that direction, which I'm planning to drive up to just for nostalgia reasons. And the nostalgia is that many years ago there was a big derailment up there. Goods train derailed, and it mucked up the entire line. Coincidentally, I was on a train going across to Perth from Adelaide on the Indian Pacific, and we were just before the derailment, and we were stuck in Tarcoola for 2 days for the workmen to clear the line in order for the train to continue on to Perth. So the other fun part of it is that the train basically drunk the train completely dry of all alcohol, obviously, and food, and as well as any nearby towns were basically drained of all their food and alcohol as well. Funny that, eh? Alright, so that's the story there. We'll see what Tarcoola looks like a bit later on. And look what we have here. I think someone's just having a good time here, or is there actually... There are no buttons. Hello, anyone there? Yes, well, I'm here in downtown Kingoonya, and just receiving calls. No, not receiving calls at all. Sorry. Okay, bye. I've never been so frightened in my life. The rumble, the vibration, the sudden shock of sound. I've never been to a train, so close to a speeding train in my life. That was one of the most adventurous things I've ever done. My goodness, that was outstanding. Size of it. There you go. Fresh roadkill. And we've got a bunch of eagles here. Good ones. All having a feast. There you go. Pretty sure they're wedge-tail eagles. See if I can get a photo. Welcome to Tarcoola, where trains don't stop. But we did in 1974 during Cyclone Tracy, and coincidentally, that's Christmas Eve. 1974, Cyclone Tracy devastated Darwin. On that same day, there was a derailment on this track heading towards Perth, and the Indian Pacific that I was on stopped here for a couple of days, and we were basically stranded in Tarcoola for 2 days on the train, which is probably a good place to get stranded. Food and drink, comfort. Drank the train dry, ate all the food, and arrived in Perth 2 days behind schedule. But here we are, Tarcoola Station, Tarcoola Township. So there's a few dwellings around the place. There might have been a pub there once upon a time, looks like a pub, but there are no services now. Just workmen that work the lines. G'day, how are you? Can I have 2 tickets to Adelaide, please? What? Why not? Why can't I get 2 tickets to Adelaide? I see the trains coming all the time. Oh, the trains don't stop here anymore. Okay. Well, in Tarcoola, and there's you know, a few modern dwellings around the place, I guess where workers are, but this is what remains of what might have been a service station once upon a time. There's even an old Aussie rules football oval here as well. Look at this. The goals and the points. I don't think it's been used for a while. Yeah, and an old workshop as well. Let's see what's in here. Looks like we got what's left over of a Land Rover as well. Can you hear the rails sing? As soon as the rails start to sing, that's you know there is a train coming. And yep, right on cue. A huge goods train. And we're camping the night next to the railway track here to make sure that we get lots of trains tonight.
Something could fly off those carriages. I'm just saying, we are extremely close. Now I know you want all this for the, you know, for the movie, but it could be quite dangerous. Where's my poker?
Tarcoola area and the overland railway line that goes from Sydney to Perth, and we're heading down through the Gawler Ranges National Park area, a dirt road. It's a bypass road basically, rather than going the main highway, to Port Augusta. And we go bypass Lake Gardner, beautiful salt lake, and now we've got a few, maybe another 100 odd kilometres to go before we hit the tarmac. Head down to Adelaide, across to Melbourne, and then eventually back to Sydney. So I think that wraps up the Central Australia jaunt out in the desert, and dirt roads and camping and finding the Marree Man, and doing train spotting on the great overland journey in the Indian Pacific. Yeah, it's been another wonderful trip. If you've enjoyed this series of videos, then give it a thumbs up. That's how you support the videos, that's how you support the channel. If it's the first time to my channel, you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe, press notifications. You'll be notified when the next video is out, whether it's on an adventure, whether it's motorcycling, whether it's four-wheel driving, whether it's camera gear, reviews, etc., tech, whatever. If you're enjoying the channel, then just give it a thumbs up and support the channel. Every bit helps, and that's how I can bring more content to you. And needless to say, if you're after power stations, electrical portable power stations and four-wheel drive and camping 12-volt systems, you can all get it all from iTech World. They've been a supporter of this channel for a long time now, and the great thing about having an affiliation with an organization is sometimes you can get additional discounts. iTech World gives an extra 5% discount on anything on their range. Even if it's already discounted to the hilt, they'll put an extra 5% on if you use the Adventure8 discount code. Yeah, Adventure8 discount code, and gives you an extra 5% off. Thank you, iTech World. If you can take advantage of anything from iTech World, their power stations, their lithium batteries, their solar panels, their refrigerators, all the components for setting up 12-volt systems throughout your car, and storage, and camper vans and boats, yeah, it's all there. Then yeah, use the Adventure8 discount code for that extra 5% discount. Life is pretty tough out here in the Outback. This area around Gawler Ranges National Park was once famous for sheep farming, and there's a few sheep around the place still, but I didn't see many at all. But it's a tough life. This homestead was built in 1887 or something like that. And yeah, well, when the funds run out, or no, actually it was constructed approximately in 1880. So there's not much left of it. Any timber has rotted away. Mind you, there's a bit of hardwood timber there around the fireplace. But yeah, it's a tough life. If you can't support yourself, you've got to move out back to the city or somewhere else. Cheese and Vegemite sandwich today. So after this, I'm going to have a percolated coffee using induction cooker, powered by the iTech World power station. Barista style flavour coffee in the middle of nowhere, made in literally 2 minutes. That's what a power station does for you. It's a game changer for camping as far as I'm concerned. The water goes through the filter, which then gives me a fantastic coffee. You can't smell this, but it smells good. As simple as it is. And then once you're done, I just turn that off. That's ready to pour. And when I want to charge this power station, then I've got my cord here. I can charge off solar panels or I just plug it into my Anderson plug there and plug it into the Anderson plug there, so while I'm driving it charges up the power station. I like a bit of milk in mine, so I've just put in some milk, put in these spill-proof Yeti containers. It's insulated as well, so you can have a nice hot coffee while you drink and drive. Yum. Oh, by the way, if you like the iTech World gear, power stations, electrical gear, solar panels, refrigerators, batteries, wiring systems, etc. If you use Adventure8 discount code, you get an extra 5% off everything store-wide. That's on top of any other discounts that are running at iTech World. Good deal, eh? Go to their website, itechworld.com.au. Use the Adventure8 discount code and get that extra 5%. Cheers. Good morning. Well, I'm in Victoria, central Victoria, a town called Birchip. Here is the map of Australia. We've gone in our search for Marree Man trip. We've gone all over Australia, and then through this journey we found out about this vanilla slice competition, and we were somewhere over here when we've heard about the vanilla slice competition. So we went all the way down here through to Adelaide, and then here we are in the middle of Victoria. What's so special about Birchip is that it has won over the last 6 odd years the best vanilla slice in Australia competition, and I think it's come second or third a couple of years, and this year 2025 it's won the vanilla slice competition again. Personally, I'm not a fan of vanilla slices, but my wife Leah is. She loves vanilla slices. We've had to order the vanilla slices last night in order to pick up this morning, so let's see whether they are actually as good as they are. Nice. Here it is, Sharp's Bakery. Does it all squish out? Let's see how much it squishes out.
It's not like the gelatine-y stuff that you get often when they've been sitting in the, you know, in the case. Crust is very soft. It's like a soft icing sugar like you get on finger buns.
So you can actually eat it. Because normally, that's why I never eat a vanilla slices, because you can't actually eat it. The crisp parts are so crisp that as soon as you bite into it, all it does is just squishes out.
It's all delicate Ep4 or whatever the puff pastry is down here on the bottom. Very limited pastry. That's why I like these ones. But I think you should dig into it and see how it compares for you.
I've never seen a vanilla slice wobble. Normally they're as stiff as a rock. This is the taste test. Wow. I'm surprised. Okay, I'm converted. Mind you, I'll probably only come back to Birchip to get my vanilla slice.
Oh,
I can see why it got a gold medal.